joining us here, as has become the custom now again on Saturdays. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alden Davis. Did you send any nuts, by the way?
Hello, Ray. What was that you just said?
Did Luke send any donuts?
Luke sent donuts. You have a Boston cream or what, chocolate frosted with sprinkles. Which would you like this morning?
Boston cream, kill me. I want it. I want it now.
Everybody keeps trying. We're going to make it through this. Hey, we should play We're Going to Make It. That's always a great song.
Oh, my favorite song by, God, who did it now? I can't remember. We're Gonna Make It. That's a great song.
I can find it.
I know I've got it somewhere.
You got it.
All right.
It's good to hear you, Ray.
Well, it's good to hear you too, buddy. And here we are. Alden Davis, of course, has a long, varied career. Worked for Pratt & Whitney, an engineer. Then you got into kind of the consulting business, and you travel all over the world. Yes, and I've mentioned before, China is one of the places. And you seem to be okay, right? You didn't quarantine or anything.
You know, the good news is I was there a few years before this happened, so all is well.
I'm glad to hear it.
Hey, today, Ray, we have an incredibly important message for everyone listening. So gather around for a most important Star Power coaching session. Get your donut. Oh, by the way,
what?
Ollie's doing a buy one, get one up to your first dozen again this Saturday for everyone. Just say Rayman.
West Avon Road. West Avon Road at Country Club in the little shopping center there. By the way, we were talking about donuts yesterday for some reason on the air, and there were a couple that came up, and one of them was Luke's. So,
you know, good. Well, so you can look at, if you aren't going to go get a real donut, I've posted the picture for you out of myvaluetree.com under Star Power and print off today's handout. It's so important. So as you look at the people you know, what's your sense about how they are doing? How are you doing?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to answer. I don't know. I see so few people.
Oh, man. Well, kids, cash, COVID, starting to drive you nuts.
Yeah.
My data points would suggest that people are starting to wear it thin. One case, even raw. Some are stressed, confused, and depressed. What if I told you there is a way out, a way to build some resilience through these times? Interested?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Today we get introduced to action you can take right now to build up your family, your colleague, yourself. We are going to talk about the secret sauce that holds families and groups together, and that is having a strong family narrative. Coach's objective is to help you develop resilient, effective, and happy families in a way that builds self-confidence of each member so that we weather challenges with grace and low stress. Here we go. We have talked in the past about how chance favors the prepared mind. Here's another case. Sarah Duke is a psychologist working with children with learning disabilities. Her husband's a professor of clinical psychology at Emory University near Atlanta. One day she mentions that students who know a lot about their families tend to do better when they face challenges. Intrigued by this observation, her husband enlists the support of a colleague, Dr. Fivish, to develop the theory. They conducted extensive research of 48 families, including analyzing dinner conversations and administering psychological tests of the children. The overwhelming conclusion: the more children knew about their family's history, the stronger their sense of control over their lives, the higher their self-esteem, and the more successfully they believed their families functioned. Not long after the first round of study concluded, 9/11 happened. They went back and reassessed the children once again, finding that the ones who knew more about their families proved to be more resilient, meaning they could moderate the effects of stress. This is the power of knowing that you are part of a larger family, knit together with a unifying story. Researchers found 3 typical storylines: rising up, falling down, or oscillating through ups and downs. Rising up is, when we came to this country, we had nothing. Our family worked hard, opened a store. Your grandfather went to high school and your father went to college. The falling down story. We used to have it all and lost it. The oscillating story is your grandparents built a business. They were recognized in the community, but we had setbacks. The family house burned down and your father lost his job. But no matter what happened, we always stuck together as a family. Stories like these create a strong intergenerational self. People have the most confidence when they know they belong to something bigger than themselves. This holds true for workshops as well. In work groups, it's called sense making, the building of the story that explains what the group is about. I have found this to be a very helpful process when I work with groups. The military knows this as well. They have shifted the process for building group cohesion from that of the bullying drill sergeant, such as in Full Metal Jacket, to building up identity through communal activities like having a senior take incoming freshmen through the cemetery to pay tribute to those who have gone before. Family traditions add ritual to stories, locking them in with action. Our paternal great-grandfather was a Norwegian whaler lost off the coast of Nova Scotia. Each New Year's we had a dish called Huggern and Buff. It was codfish and mashed potato. This had little meaning for me until I was traveling in Norway and came upon a similar dish called lutefisk.
Oh,
Immediately, all that family history came into clarity, and my identity was enriched. You had lutefisk, Ray?
Yeah, it's apparently, yes, I had a friend who owned a Swedish restaurant, and it's actually, and it's big like in Minnesota. It's a huge deal because so many Swedes and people. Yeah, it's basically, it's cooked in lye, right? It's basically soaked in lye?
Well, you know, it's the salted cod that gets soaked, and then you put it over potato and slather it with bacon grease and bacon.
Well, you can't go wrong there then.
Super salty. Well, you know, so tell positive stories about yourself. When faced with challenges like COVID, happy families just add a new chapter to their life story, and that shows them overcoming hardship. Coach has 2 action items for you to complete, even starting now. 1, print off today's handout and work through the first 3 questions with your family. What I'm sharing with you are the research results of Drs. Duke and Lilash. It is an instrument called Do You Know? 20 questions about your family. With your children, ask the following questions. Do you know how your parents met? Do you know where your mother grew up? Do you know where your father grew up? There are 17 more questions like these. How about you? Go through all 20 and see how many you can answer about your parents.
Ooh.
And these are just the basics of building the family story. What I fear is that the longer we wait, these answers will get lost in time. Get on it now. The second action item is today, with your family, talk through your future story. The one you will be telling 20 years from now about how you got through this time. Coach hopes your family will envision a positive, rising up story about you, how you overcame the hardship and pain, and will be able to encourage other people during their time of crisis. This is such a positive thing for you to do. Guide the leadership to your family, to your work group, and start building the story. Print off the 20 questions at myvaluetree.com and review the flyer for the free webinar I'm offering called Possibility Incubators to Find Your Next Best Job. Cool. We had a great webinar this week with lots of great people. Please join us. I'm Coach Davis.
That was interesting, actually. I mean, well, they always are. But this one, in a time like this, okay, and I think one of the things is a nation needs a narrative.
Well, wow, you just took this to a much larger level. I think that's absolutely right. Matter of fact, Ray, we should find somebody that's a lot smarter than both of us and have them talk to us about building a national narrative.
Well, I think there always has been one, but I think of late, because A, we're not teaching that much in the way of history anymore, And, but there was an assumption that, we're the good guys and da-da-da-da-da, and, World War II and Omaha Beach and, the Revolutionary War and all that. But there was a story. And little by stories being picked apart, and I think that makes for problems.
That is a great observation. So let me test one of these questions with you.
Try it.
Do you know the origin of your name?
I don't know. It's Croatian. That's all I know.
No. Why did they choose it, though? Was it a family name?
Oh, my first name?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm named after my Uncle Raymond. He was a pilot. He was a pilot in the Air Force. Well, the Army Air Force at that time.
Do you know where your parents were when they got married?
Yeah.
There are 20 questions like this. You start to think, well, man, do my kids really know where we grew up? Do my kids really know where we got married? Do they know what was going on when they were born?
Well, see?
20 questions like these. It's very important. I had one woman say to me this week, going through this time of being stuck at home, she's afraid it's going to damage relationships at home. And I thought, oh, man, how sad. We need these questions right now.
This.
We need the family narrative.
Right.
And today's the day to do it.
Okay. Well, if you can get everybody offline, maybe you can gather somewhere and do that. That'd be a nice thing to do. Hey, Alden, once again, go to myvaluetree.com. And don't forget at Luke's Donuts, West Avon Road at Country Club. It's buy one, get one free up to a dozen, correct?
Up to a dozen, correct.
Just mention that we told you about it, Aaron and I.
There you go.
Hey, buddy, I'll talk to you next week, probably.
Thank you, Ray.
Take care, Alden.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And now, a WTI